That rich motherfucker.
Some Asian dude. Asian business guy.
That thin motherfucker.
Yeah. It's like
Alibama.
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought you were talking about
I
that
know the
Koyosaki guy.
motherfucker.
I was like, yo, this dude knows what he's talking about. But even when he said like
Oh, it's on.
40 and 60, I was like, I don't want to fucking be doing anything that age.
Should be retired by 60.
If people knew about compounding, they would understand that you can work till 30 and be rich forever. Have we started?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, like I was saying, I was having a terrible day. Because, I was telling him, you know how it is on a taxi? People want to sit by the window, but then they close it. And now everybody's sneezing and coughing.
Oh.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, you people just don't get it. And it's one of these like big like misconceptions about everything. Is that people think that when it's cold, you must close the windows. But basically what they're doing is like you're making all the sickness incubate within that tiny space. So on
And
the
it's
taxi,
just circulating.
and someone sneezes in the front, you chilling in the back, you also get sick.
Yeah.
And I don't know where this idea comes from, that when it's cold or whatever, when people are sick, close off all the ventilation. That's bad education, man.
How's those cold showers going though?
Look, I did some more studying on the method.
Okay.
It is amazing. I haven't taken a cold shower, or I didn't take one today because I was at the doctor this week.
About your shoulder, which is never getting better.
No, it's an old injury, but I mean, got like a cortisone shot, a Voltaren shot, and some pills. So I didn't want the cold to like affect it. You know, early morning and then it's already sore. But at the end of the day, it's a great method. Everybody should be doing it.
Basically, shout out to our first
Commenter.
commenter. Shout out, you got a very difficult name, but we're giving you the appreciation.
Look, I appreciate it because
Yeah.
I'm sitting there and I was a bit down or whatever, and I read it. Even though I don't like to look at those things, I read it,
Yeah.
and it made me smile.
Yeah.
It made me smile.
The world is taking notice, even if it's a small person. I mean, like you know what I mean? Like, even if it's one person, you know, you're fucking doing something.
It's a start.
You know? And the person said, I like your guys' conversations.
And that's what it is.
Yeah.
Conversations.
Yeah.
It should never be too prepared.
We try not to be prepared, but then we do try to prepare.
You know what's funny off the topic? Like, and this is a lesson to be learned, like, people will take everything face value. Like, you can be talking about inspiring things, right? And then 1 minute, you decide to have a shot of whiskey. And all of a sudden, they focus on the whiskey.
Exactly.
Instead of focusing on you. I was talking to somebody about that, and then they said, yeah, it's a matter to do with their own insecurities. Like if a nun judges a stripper, it's like, why are you putting your energy on the stripper? Do you want to be a stripper?
I kind of understand that. It's like a deflecting thing. You see, this is what I've learned. People, if they make a judgment, right? It's normally how they feel about themselves. The judgments they make on themselves is what they will bring up to you because you reminded them of something they don't like about themselves.
They like to project their insecurities on other people.
I mean, I think in psychology it's called deflecting.
I like the word projecting. It just
It's the same.
it's better.
Because it's true. Like my mom, always takes long to get done. You know, just forever. She'll say sometime, and then it's just, you know, it's not that time. But then I used to get upset with her.
Yeah.
And I realized I got upset with her, I get upset with her because I do the same thing. You see, because I take forever to get done.
Oh, so you just...
So, because I don't like that little part about myself, or not don't like it, it's just I don't agree with it fully when I take long.
Yeah,
I now projected it onto her because it's the same trait.
yeah,
So it's like that about many things.
Yeah.
So normally you'll have people who
yeah,
they may be insecure about their weight,
yeah,
but then you'll see they make the most fat jokes.
yeah.
And
Oh, I
you see,
understand what you mean.
so basically,
But where do you draw the line between joking and insecurity? Like some people just joke because
what I've realized at the end of the day is that the things people say says way more about them than you think.
What they repetitively say.
Or not just that,
Yeah.
people are, remember your voice, speaking. It's like, it's not a new thing, but it's just a form of communication. You're just making noise with your face. But like, the real communication comes from like body language and energy and stuff. Because how else do you explain being in another country and know what's going on when you don't know what the people are saying? Words are, it's almost like an expression.
Yeah,
Anyways, so now when people say these things, it's basically them just like projecting their personalities through their words. It's a weird thing.
it's a vibe that you have to observe and be honest with the dude. If you get irritated by it, then you're like, dude, like...
That's why you shouldn't take words completely as face value, as you were saying, because sometimes that's not even what the person is trying to say.
Yeah.
but they don't know how to say it.
They just they say these words in a sequence and they believe that that's how you say it. But you can read many different things off their body language.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, if someone says, I'm gonna beat you up, say if it's your friend, and you notice about his whole demeanor and his energy that he's joking with
This
me.
is easy.
But then someone else says the same thing, and you can feel this guy's gonna hit me or something.
Yeah.
They're saying the same thing, but what's different? It's that the approach, that it's that hidden language.
Yeah.
And I think that's more important than any words people can say.
Yeah.
But don't you think some people just read things differently? For like example this week,
Yeah.
like, I'm not going to mention names, but someone got an email from someone else who's in the same position as them about stuff that they were meant to do. And they came to me and told me that the email was like threatening and everything. And they felt like this person was belittling them. But then I read the same email and I'm like, this lady is not saying anything belittling. She's just stating what has to be done.
And it could be a word that...
It's not,
It could be a word that the sender...
the person didn't like.
The sender...
that triggered that
reminded...
Yeah.
You know?
That's very true.
Consciously, the person doesn't know, but unconsciously, the person is thinking, why do I have these feelings?
It was like a very like professional email, you know. It was like, here's what has to be done, all this, thank you, enjoy your day. But like the other person took it as threatening. Like how?
Check
how
this
could you...
vibe out. Check this vibe out. First of all, I'm going to get to your topic. At the beginning of the year, with saying stuff that actually you're reminding about yourself, is that at the beginning of the year, I always had this habit of rechecking things, making sure if things are locked. There is a disease called, what do they call it?
You're not talking about OCD.
OCD. You always check. Now, I would joke around and say, no, it's because my mother has like the OCD. So my, a lady, like, I call her a mentor or something, my like street knowledge mentor. Beginning of the year when we went for coffee, and then she told me, and I was again checking if the car is locked and shit, and then I just made a joke. I said, no, it's because of my mother, she's like that, man. He said, then she stopped me before we got to the coffee vibe. She said, never ever mention blame somebody else, you know, and if something must happen to the car, then then let it be, because you have checked, you know, you have checked once, you don't have to check fucking 9 times, you know. And so from there, somebody observed my vibe and was honest to me. So I just practiced, you know, that just having the confidence that the vibe is checked and I can go. The same if I make myself breakfast, eggs or something, you know, I do double check, but then that's it.
What do you mean double check?
Like
To check if the stuff is fresh. Oh.
The stove is off. You know what I mean?
You see, it all comes back to the whole thing of you attract what you fear. That's why you'll notice that the people who are always complaining about sicknesses are the ones who are sick the whole time. The people who are the most fear conscious of like their cars being broken into, their cars get broken into, they get robbed. And I mean, even for myself, I've literally never been robbed.
Yeah.
People have approached me, like one guy I remember in my whole life. He tried something, but it never went through, you know. We basically ended up having a kind of a conversation.
Yeah.
And he was trying to rob me. He even put his hand in his back pocket. He was talking to me, asking me for money, all kinds of things like that. And I think I attribute it to the fact that I never believe I'm in any danger no matter where I'm going. I just never think of,
Today after the podcast, Michael John will be robbed.
I never think that. That never comes through my mind.
The same with my sister.
But people who I know they fear conscious, you see what they post on Facebook. Everything is fear based, you know.
That's how the media makes their money.
And so I'm a firm believer in what you fear, you attract.
Yeah.
But you were saying something, and I actually wanted to say something on that before we went into the whole discussion.
Yeah, you mentioned something about the email vibe.
Oh yes. Now on that, because it's words and not coming from any real source.
Yeah.
The only source they have to trust is themselves. You see?
Are they not trusting past experiences though?
Yes, that's where it probably comes from
Unconsciously it triggers them.
some deep-seated,
You know, deep-seated
area in
vibe.
them. But without another person there to convey their energy across that, hey, it's not a threat,
You know?
I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
Without that person there, they come up with their own conclusions. And that's why you looked at it like, there's nothing threatening about this. Because in your mind, you probably not like that, or fear conscious or whatever. And she is. It can happen with anything.
Yeah.
I've
just
seen
feel
it
like-
with missed calls, or when people read a WhatsApp message and they get the blue tick.
And then they're like,
and
why didn't they reply?
Their whole mind goes down this rabbit hole,
Yeah.
and they end up coming up with their own excuses, or you know how it goes.
Making their own stories of
Nothing.
you know, people get busy.
Yeah. I mean, even on this
It's bizarre. That
even on this WhatsApp chat with this one chick, she said something to me. She said something about, do I like devil's horns? So I just gave her as a joke, I am the devil. This is a joke. But then I felt, like you said, no, she doesn't associate herself with those stuff. So I was like, no, don't take me serious. Then after that, there was a pause for a couple of weeks, and I seen the
weeks. Yeah.
I sent a few messages. She didn't want to read it, so she just needed something to block me away. You check what I mean? Which is cool.
Fear. I can tell you now.
Well,
her
what-
sponsoring thought was fear.
Yeah, look here, on my vibe was she needed something that, okay, how do I get this guy away in not being rude, you know, indirectly. So if I see in the road or something and I say, what's up with the conversation, she will like say like, look here, what the fuck, you devil. Instead of saying, look here, dude, relax your vibe, chill. And I'm easy, dude.
People are weird like that.
There's a million people in the world.
This is what I feel is bizarre, is that you aren't even in that person's company. Yes, you're connected by your phone, And
That's not the same,
they
though.
honestly think they honestly think that this is going back to the whole that
Email.
they don't even know if you're busy or not.
Oh yeah.
And you read their message, and it's the whole world has come to an end now. You're a bad person, but they don't know what you're doing in that time.
Yeah. Yeah.
What if you can't reply?
Yeah.
And I just think it's these people with no direction, because I've been
Yeah.
getting it a lot this week.
Yeah.
So many people are just talking, and it's just words being passed through time and space.
Yeah.
That's going absolutely nowhere.
Yeah.
And you see them, you know, on WhatsApp, it shows they're online.
Yeah.
And it feels like they're watching you.
Yeah.
They're watching you
Yeah.
And they're
open the
waiting.
mess, and they're waiting, and you kind of look at that O on the online as like an eye, and it's like staring at you.
Yeah.
You
And
also feel like when you met, like someone sends you a message, you read it, and then you close it, and you're like, oh shit, now I have to send something back because I didn't
Yes.
reply.
I actually saw a cool meme on Facebook where it says, when you go on WhatsApp but forgot you're avoiding someone. And it's this old guy like, oh, damn it. I thought that was so funny.
Yeah.
People, they take their phones too seriously.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like their
Yeah.
phone is this entity that needs to be treated with the most importance.
Yeah.
So if they send a message to you and
Yeah.
you read it, you have to do the courtesy of replying to me.
Yeah.
But we like, how far away from each other? I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, that's with the whole obsessiveness. I mean, the yin and the yang. Good thing about technology, bad thing about technology.
Like,
No.
what was I saying earlier? Relativity.
Yeah.
That is basically what the yin and the yang is.
But with the yin and the yang, you got to make a distinction. Like, what do you want to believe in? You know? Yes, you know the balance. This will take you there another way, but
Like,
then
I feel like you need to believe
with-
in both sides.
Yeah,
You have
but then
to.
at the end of the day, you're making the choice, and that choice must be original, with the both.
Because you
two
can't believe in
perspectives.
like technology being good without knowing what its bad things are.
Exactly.
Like it's just not possible.
Exactly.
You need to just know both sides so you can be in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like this. People, you know, the color white. Okay, people say it's the absence of color, but that's not true. White is all the colors together.
White and black, like all colors end in white and black.
So now it's the same with love. Love isn't the absence of anger, fear, and hate. Love is everything together.
Yeah. That is fucking deep, eh? We're taking it way, but
But
this
that's what I
Serious
believe.
vibe today.
Life
No.
is, I mean, love is all the emotions
Yeah.
together. It's feeling everything and that one sense of completeness.
Yeah. No, 100%.
That's
Dude.
rough.
That's.
So you can't be saying, I hate anger or I hate sadness. You need all of those to love.
learning from different experiences.
And
Yeah.
like I was telling you earlier, how can you be against like the cold
Yeah.
if you need to understand the cold to know what it's like to be warm?
Yeah.
It's all relative to each other.
Yeah.
It's almost like saying,
Uh,
I hate my right hand, I love my left hand.
yeah.
But you only know it's left because you have a right. So
Yeah.
how can you, it's like hating half of your existence.
Yeah.
The best thing someone ever told me was you can't love someone without like hating them or like fighting with
Yeah.
them. And that
Yeah.
was Mikey that told me that. Like, it's the best thing I've ever heard. And
How-
it's so true. Like, you're not gonna fight for someone you have no time for. You're just
Yeah.
like,
You know what was funny off the topic this morning? I only had like 3 hours sleep, and I was sleeping there by my sister in the Woodstock. Now, my cousin is the owner of the house, so my sister's renting out the space by him. So he wakes up fucking early, like 6 o'clock. I set my alarm, but he came in there before 6. Now, he was talking to me while I was still asleep, and I was still in my dream world. And I was,
REM sleep, as they call
and
it.
I was talking to him. Only realized after a while that I'm fucking talking to this dude. in that time, the dude could ask me anything. I was hypnotized. And my subconsciousness was talking to him. And I told him, look, you dude, this is not me talking to you. This is my subconsciousness talking to you. You know? And I was like, you know what? During that times where you're in this dream world, like somebody can ask you the most complicated thing, you will have an answer for it. The most clever, the most interesting question I ever heard about, so someone told me, was Robin Banks said that, yes, maybe you don't know the answer of a question, but what if you knew the answer of the question? If your mind is telling you, no, but you don't know the fucking answer. But you tell your mind, but what if I knew that answer?
You know,
Then you
I think people always know the answer, they just don't want to accept
you know,
it.
I use exactly what you just described. I used that the other day to find my glasses. I couldn't find them anywhere, my sunglasses. But every time I was looking on all these different spots, I would say the same thing in my mind the whole time. I don't know where my glasses are.
Yeah.
I kept saying, I would look
Unconsciously,
somewhere.
your mind is telling you that.
I was looking at all these different.
Just help me to buy
Sorry, we're just being visited by someone. So back to what I was saying. Every spot I looked, I said, I don't know where my glasses are. I don't know where my glasses are. I don't know where my glasses are.
Yeah.
And then I just stopped myself and said, no wonder I don't know where they are. So I just started changing it. I said, I know where my glasses are.
Oh, weird.
But I had that feeling of I knew where they were.
Oh, weird.
You know, you build it in your chest.
Yeah.
And you just start looking even more. And now my mind actually started thinking.
Yeah.
And it told me, your glasses are in the garage because you were training there.
Yeah,
I go to the garage and they're on the shelf.
yeah,
I just changed that first tune,
yeah,
that sentence in my mind of, like, I already knew where it was.
Yeah.
And boom, my mind did the work.
But
because
what-
I knew where it was the whole time.
What I came across during this week especially was that when I gave you like a morning recording, like I said, keep on pushing, keep
That
on
was a
pushing.
good one. It was
And
inspirational.
that vibe was like, I was blessed by, I felt blessed about the knowledge I have, man, you know, and I felt that, I felt like anything where it's tomorrow or whatever, or challenges or something, that I can productively be, I can be productive with the knowledge I have, you know, and I mean, like, the answers and that is through the confidence you have with the knowledge, because you practice in it, you know, so you build up this experience, and so, yeah, dude, so that acknowledgement, what I told myself was fucking on spot, because I just told myself, no, fuck, I'm gonna know the answers, you know, whatever I need, because I'm training my mind, man, you know, reading the books and practicing what,
It's so
what
important.
they're saying, and it's
The reading,
like
it's so important.
The vibe is that there's gonna be people who's always gonna take things for granted, you know, like if you, I mean, the conversation we have, you know, you can only have it with certain people,
Yeah.
you know, like with the jokers and these type of other people.
But I need to interrupt you. Don't
Yeah.
you think we can have this conversation with each other because we know each other?
True.
Like, you might see someone
Yeah.
and they're a complete joker, but like you don't
Yeah.
know them and you don't know like when they get serious, like what they can tell you.
You see, you know my mind, right?
Exactly, but like if anyone else sees your mind, they're not gonna know like the knowledge that you have.
Now that's the vibe. People, you get jokers who fucking know your mind and stuff like that. It's just like they will keep on joking because, again, it comes to insecurities about themselves.
Again, we need to draw like a line.
No,
Like some people just joke because they enjoy it. There's no like insecurity.
Look here,
dude,
this is what
okay,
I believe.
Yeah.
there is no wrong and there is no right.
Yeah.
So there is no certain way of being, just for yourself.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, when you see these guys
Yeah.
and you maybe don't clash with them,
Yeah.
just know that you, in order for you to be as serious as you are and stuff, they have to be joking because it's the scale of things.
Yeah.
You need to look at those people and appreciate them and go, well, that's the reason why I can be serious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, it's relativity. But anyways,
I was getting like this joking thing from a complete different side.
My-
I don't know.
my-
I was just talking.
My vibe is
Came to
like
my
this. My vibe is like this. If I'm over 5 sentences, if I'm saying, look, you dude, I'm attracting this week, and then you make a joke out of it. Okay, then it's cool. Then I tell you another thing, but I'm just on a positive, productive vibe. Then you make another joke, and then you make another joke. Bro, I'm gonna fucking get pissed.
At the end of the day, this is
Yeah.
I've said this on the podcast before, but
Uh,
oh, here's this dude. I actually want to buy another pair of glasses. But anyways, so what I was saying is that you have, and I've said it before on the podcast, you have this version of this higher self in
Yeah.
your head.
yeah.
The only time you start getting irritated with people is when what they're saying doesn't add up to what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
So the fact that you got pissed off means that that conversation isn't congruent with your
Yeah.
higher self.
Yeah.
I simply say just move away from it and move towards something that is.
Yeah. 100%.
So obviously, like you said, this,
Yeah.
it's like the third joke and you trying to be serious. Then it means that that person isn't for you.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get what you're looking
Yeah.
from that person.
Yeah.
So move away
100%.
and have no emotion to it. Don't
Yeah.
be angry with the guy.
Yeah.
I take it like this, like
Yeah.
if whether it's a friend or not, if you like working hard on something and people make jokes about it, like whether they're joking or being serious or trying to bring you down, I just take it as like when I'm done with this, like I'm gonna have something to show for it.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be like,
You'll have
you're
the
still gonna have your state of mind.
you will have the last laugh.
I'll have the last laugh, like I'll have something to show for like the time I put into
Yeah.
something.
And that's fucking powerful because at the end of the day, they watching your movie on the screen, you know.
Oh, yeah,
and
something
you,
like
and
that.
you having the last laugh. And
Exactly.
every time you walk past these
Like you need to
dudes,
take it as something that makes you better. Like
Yeah.
you just take it like whether it offends you or like
Yeah.
makes you feel shit or something.
Yeah.
Like, you just need to like you need to make it
because
make
it's
you feel
energy.
better.
It's energy at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You know.
Like you need to take that energy.
Funny
and
enough, I
just
don't know you
turn
guys
it
know
your own
about
way.
this research, but Ferrari, when they were doing fucking good, they had their nice car coming and stuff. I don't know all the facts,
Is
but
this when they were starting out?
starting out they had a nice car. So Lamborghini came, and Lamborghini started with a tractor, and then Ferrari dissed Lamborghini like, what the fuck? And then that Lamborghini guy said, from that moment, you will make the best sports car on the planet. And then from there, it's tight competition between the two. So he took that energy and he made his vibe.
Use it as fuel,
You feel
which is what you need to
You
do.
need to take
Yeah.
people's
But
negative
This is
energy.
my thing. You should never like harbor bad feelings towards anyone.
yeah,
Even if that person laughed at you and you take it and you're like, you know what, this is gonna push me ahead. I still believe you should love that person because
Yeah.
you wouldn't have been able to push ahead without them telling you that.
simply it's like this. If you know, or even if you don't know the guy, you're a happy person, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever personality you have. If you like to greet people, right? And you know that guy's not gonna take your hand, right? But you still put out your hand because you're just showing you the better man. But the thing is, in that way, you just being real to yourself. You know what I mean? This is who
shouldn't
you
change
are.
who you are.
This is who
Like,
you are.
should, whether people like it or not,
Yeah.
you should just be who you are.
Yeah.
At the end of the
Check.
day, they have so much more respect for you when you are yourself and like you don't take shit from people
Yeah.
and you say how you feel. So many more people want to hang out with you.
Yeah.
I've got so much respect for some people who have just told me straight, no, I don't want to because I don't feel like it. Then in the moment I was kind of like, that sucks. But afterwards you like, I would like to be more of a person like that, because when people just say yes, man, yes, 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 people just walk over you and they know, what are you gonna say?
Look
I
here.
have so much respect for people that can say no.
No it's a powerful word.
I just
And
want,
women,
yeah.
if you want a woman to be attracted to you, use no a lot. That's what I know.
But don't use it just to get her.
No.
Use it
Yeah,
for
yeah.
like what you believe
for your
in.
own personal belief.
Like my vibe is like this. What I'm just analyzing everything what we're talking about and putting the kind of putting a title to it. It's like you have to be aware of what you're experiencing. You don't have to be 24 awareness like what the fuck this guy's coming to me, but I mean at least know that at the end of the day you have to have conversations with yourself. You
I'm
know?
talking to myself all day, like a crazy
After
person.
you have a conversation with a random dude, and then
You need to replay the conversation and
you know what I mean.
make it how you wanted it to be.
You-
and then the next time you have a conversation like that, you can.
You know how to control the vibe.
Yeah.
You know.
See, okay, obviously it was Guy Fawkes.
Yeah.
That, look here, this goes back to what I was saying about the whole autopilot thing. And just celebrating holidays that you don't actually know what it's for.
Yeah.
For instance, I hate Guy Fawkes.
I also don't like it. I don't see
It
the point
makes
in
no
it.
point.
Yeah.
And it's not just that. People are so incompetent. They really are. And they need to be educated
Yeah.
somehow. We basically need like adult education.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Like a lot of people don't know like why Guy Fawkes is what it is.
Yeah.
But like if something like that happened today, then it's considered as like a terrorist movement or.
Yeah.
and plus this, now you're giving these incompetent people mini explosives. You're giving them basically little dynamite
Yeah.
and pyrotechnics. They have no experience, they have no studying in it, yet it's fine for you just to go wherever, blow the shit out of everything. I mean, look at all the damage that's been caused
Yeah.
now.
You see-
Is that really worth a holiday that's not even from our country?
My vibe is like this: the consistency in what you believe in. Because at the end of the day, 2015 is almost coming to an end. 2016 should be prepared now. You check what I mean? So, here's Guy Fawkes. Last weekend it was Rugby World Cup. Here it was blah 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 blah. All
There's
those
always something to distract.
There's always distraction. And the main thing about what I call the beast is noise. And noise, symbolically, just means distractions. Like you can't hear yourself. You know what I mean? You don't take yourself serious, you know? So what I'm saying is, like, all these things are going on and it's always gonna go on. So you have to be a consistent in what you stand for. Otherwise you will fall for anything. If you don't, and it's not to say, it sounds simple, but you have to train yourself every fucking day. You know, even if it's listening to an inspiration vibe in the morning, even if it's making a meeting that's not gonna get you money, but you're gonna feel inspired when you hooked up with a person who's doing something. That is practicing, you know, fueling your vibe. Check.
Sorry, I want to rant about that shit,
Yeah.
man. Like, Guy Fawkes just makes no sense. It's
Yeah.
almost like this medieval thing that we're still doing. This way, like,
I feel the
Because,
same
I
way
mean,
about
not-
Christmas.
not just that, the mess that the beach is in.
Yeah.
Like, you blew all these things up, cool, you had a good time, and then you just left it there.
I mean, it's not even about the mess. It's about the noise. Like all the animals that have to like suffer from the noise.
It's a barbaric activity with
Yeah.
people who aren't trained in pyrotechnics or whatever. They blast it into the sky. Field set on fire. Whole beaches are set alight. It makes no sense. I'm very confused.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're saying like Christmas as well.
It's not.
Everything's on autopilot. That's
Yeah.
why people don't know why they're doing it. It's just they know okay, now we have to start preparing for Christmas time.
I'm not talking about the Jesus Christmas. I mean the Jesus Christmas. I'm talking about the Santa Claus. Like,
That's what I'm talking. I'm even talking about the tree. People don't even know where the tree comes from.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that at a different time. Because I got a lot to say about that.
Yeah.
It's a pagan holiday, Christmas.
I mean, if you look at the movie,
The Romans used to kill
I- I-
Jews.
if you look at the movie The Matrix, very intense,
very intense.
very, very intense. Like, what's happening in the movie Neo is the whole time fighting the system. You know, that is it's programmed like this, but you wanna make your own system in this system, right? And the whole time, the whole movie is based on him fighting. So yeah, I mean, it's a fight to the end.
Does he ever win though?
At the end, I think he himself dies. But
So death is basically beating the system, is what the movie's portraying.
if you're looking
Yeah.
at it like
And-
at face
and-
value,
and-
but he, at the end of the day, Neo is everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone is that
the
hero.
potential of
He's the
yeah.
potential of what everybody can become.
Yeah.
So his death is almost like I don't know.
But I like that fucking intro.
Matrix
Which
is
one?
an awesome.
The Matrix one.
Where it's like dum dum dum.
And when they
That
walk,
beat is awesome.
they're walking in the street,
Him and
I
and then
haven't watched it for a
Morpheus,
long time.
and then Morpheus
he's explaining everything.
explain what the system is. People will hopelessly depend on the system that they're willing to die for it
And even fight.
and fight for it.
There's this other thing they were talking about how like civilization is like a sickness.
Civilization is terrible.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm still like educating myself in this, but
Yeah,
like Homo sapiens sapiens, right? That's what
Yeah.
we are. But it translates to something like I can't remember the exact words, but it's like the sapien who knows it knows.
yeah.
And basically what that means is we're the only creature that knows it's gonna die. We're the only ones that know we're mortal. So that's why
What do you mean? So cats and dogs don't know? But I'm sure they must know that.
no,
Like, how do we know
because
they
most
don't
of the
know?
time when they die, this is all like what I've heard from bits and pieces.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I'll still do a bit more research. But most animals, when they die, they have a perfect pH level in their blood. When your pH level is high, fear is gone. So I got this from Wim Hof. I keep talking about Wim Hof. But
Man crush.
the Iceman. But anyways, he went under the ice, okay? And he was setting a record. He was gonna swim 50 meters under ice. I'm talking about ice cold water. And he swam and he swam and he went in one hole and he was supposed to come out by the 50-meter hole.
Yeah.
But he went past it.
Yeah.
And he swam past it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And he said it was so cold that his retina froze. So he went blind.
Yeah.
Yo.
So all he saw was a blur.
Yeah.
But because of his breathing exercise he does,
Yeah.
when you oxygenate the blood,
Yeah.
you bring your level from alkaline to pH. And he said he had no fear of death, even though he knew he was most likely going to die now.
Yeah.
Because his pH was so high. He said it was so peaceful that he was going to die, and he knew it's fine. That's what happens to animals when they die. They're on the right pH level, so they don't experience fear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But human beings, we obviously, our blood is so alkaline, our levels. They say that's probably one of the reasons for the fear before death.
And a practice that you can do, what I've learned from Anthony Robbins, is that you have this fear, right? Say if you can't bowl as fast as the next dude, and you have this fear, right? That you facing him, you're the batter, right? Let's say you need 10 runs to win, right? And you verse in the most best bowler of cricket. Now you have this fear. You know, the whole media put this vibe. Now before you're the next batter to come in and get that 10 points. When you bowled out, your team loses. Right. Your vibe before that had to start with the conditioning of your mind. Make this fear, you see how big is it, right? And then visualize it becoming smaller. Now you ask yourself, how big is that fear?
You know where that comes
It's a practice.
from?
It's
no,
a practice.
But you know
It's
that's
a practice.
that's from NLP though. Who did you say said that?
Anthony Robbins.
Basically, I've seen Richard
Focus
Bandler
this
do
thing
it.
on like a bubble vibe. Yeah.
Richard Bandler will do it. It's that exact thing. You take a memory, right, or something that causes you a lot of stress or fear, whatever, and you look at it in your mind, on the screen of your mind, and you see how big this picture is. Because normally the bigger it is, the more you feel on it. And they do like these physical actions where the proper way is where they ask you to take your hands and circle how big the picture is in your mind,
okay.
and then you shrink it down to the size of a quarter.
Yeah.
And they do these other things where you,
Yeah.
with that picture, you flash it in between
You're
white
talking
and
about
black.
NLP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they use this method to literally suppress how you feel about some
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And you'll flash it between black and white in your mind, because when it's like shrunken down,
Yeah.
and then you play it in reverse, and then you stop and you clear your mind for 5 seconds, and
Yeah.
then they ask you to think about that
Yeah.
image again, and how do you feel about it? And
Yeah.
like I'll be like, oh my word, I got no feeling towards it.
Yeah.
So like I told you earlier, Anthony Robbins, he's only taken a small bit of NLP
Yeah.
and made it a whole career out of it.
Yeah.
But if you really want to know how to follow step by step, you'll look up like John Grinder, Richard Bandler. Those guys are amazing.
Like they give you guidelines and shit.
They're the ones who invented it.
Invented the vibe.
He even talks about Tony Robbins. He says, Tony Robbins does well, but he's using a fraction of what we
Fraction,
teach.
yeah.
I've been doing a lot of studying myself, and there's a lot
Yeah.
of good pointers.
Yeah.
It's all just neurology, though.
Yeah.
Everything works on our neurological systems,
Yeah.
how we feel, things like that.
Yeah.
Did you guys see this kid who stole the matric bus?
I heard about that vibe.
What happened?
So this is what happened. This is actually amazing.
Yeah.
They were late to write the exams,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the driver was somewhere.
Yeah.
So the kid, one of the students, stole the bus, took all the students to go write the exam
Yeah.
Where was this?
in South Africa.
That's intense.
You know, and I swear I saw people complaining that it's theft or something.
Yeah.
Those people should just,
They should just.
I want to say die.
I
but-
know.
But it's it's an intense word to say.
Yeah.
I have no time for people like that.
This, like, really think about the kid's mind, what he was thinking.
He made a decision.
I'm gonna get these guys to write their finals,
Oh, yeah.
whether or not these
And
old
was this
people are
dude
gonna.
a matric dude?
He was in matric. He's one of the students, and he drove the bus.
Oh, yeah.
How that to me is one of the most inspirational things you can think of.
Yeah.
We need more people like that.
Yeah.
Not
Me,
stealing
who
buses,
has a
but
license.
Yeah.
I wouldn't attempt in riding a
And it
bus.
would be cool to
a bus.
It would be cool to see how we can link up with this dude. You know, find him in the newspapers or something.
And like
There
ask
should
him
be a
what went
contact.
through his mind.
It's just like what. It would be good to hear what went into your mind at
can
that
guarantee-
moment. You made a
I'm
decision.
picturing someone who's like, he wants to achieve something.
Yeah.
Like he's not going to let anyone get in his way.
But he's not
to-
selfish enough to just think of himself.
Yeah.
He'll
Yeah.
take everyone.
Yeah.
Those are the guys that you want. Not saying people to steal buses, but people to think ahead.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it was a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I just love all the innovation happening. I saw this this little device this guy made. It's like solar based for cyclists,
Yeah.
and basically it works on like humidity, or it works better in like the humid conditions.
Yeah.
And as you ride along, it pulls the water from the air and fills
I saw that.
fills up your bottle
Yeah.
with water. It's not meant to fill your whole bottle up, but it's just to keep filling
Just
up
give you a little bit.
your water the whole time. It's in an hour in a really humid place. It's like 0.5 liters an hour, which is what 500 milliliters.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's a lot in an hour in a humid place.
Does it depend how fast you're going?
I think it depends on the humidity.
Yeah.
That's the, I mean, obviously the solar makes it, run, and then I guess it just pulls. There's this other thing as well, with the gills. Did you see that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's so amazing. You can go underwater, and it's gills.
What?
And it does what gills do, but
Yeah.
for human beings.
Yeah.
And it's got these,
It's innovation vibes.
it's got these two things that come out the side, and the water goes through there, converts it into oxygen, straight into your lungs.
That's amazing. Like technology is
I love it.
advancing.
I love it. It makes me so happy that
Yeah.
people are doing this. Because
Yeah.
water is one of my favorite things, but my fear of suffocation is a bit bigger.
Yeah.
So now just give me a wetsuit and
No,
one of those
you don't need a
gills.
wetsuit. Wim Hof,
Oh
man.
yeah, Wim Hof. Okay, obviously at some point you know why you get wrinkled skin?
I know why. Do you know why, Uriah?
No, I don't know like the whole fucking
It's
facts.
because your skin is adapting to the water.
Oh, like the whole...
Your skin, yeah, it's
But
becoming.
so you can get grip
Yeah.
underwater. When I read that, I was like, how?
Your body can do so much amazing things,
Yeah.
and we don't use it at all.
Yeah. And what I told a guy yesterday, like he's working normal hours at work, but he also wants to start his own thing, but he's finding it hard to find the space to do his own thing. So I sat down with the dude. I knew in my mind, I knew in my mind already that I needed to give time for this dude because I know he's a serious cat. He just needs a person that understands his vibe, and for him to be open to someone. So the dude, we spoke, and I said, look, you dude, I know you got a few minutes when you take in public transport and that. Yes, you tell in your mind you must rest in that time, the 15 minutes you get to town or something. But listen to audio tape or something, inspiration vibe, or write something down. Immediately your brain is stimulating, And it worked for me because last year I was hectic into the studies, and then my time when I was writing my book and that, I used it in the train. I used it in my public, and I felt more stronger.
What I've been doing lately, and I mentioned it before in the podcast, is the creation process. I told you think something, you say it, you word it, you write it down, and then you do it. I've been doing it with small things and appreciating the whole thing. So it'll be, for instance, I'll think, walk at 5 this morning in the field with my dog. That'll be awesome for me to do. I would like that.
Yeah.
Because there's a certain time in the day where the cars haven't really started going, so there's no real fumes in the air.
Yeah.
And it's fresh, like
it's so clean, and it's the best time to take it in.
Yeah.
So I just thought, walk my dog, and I just wrote it down to put it in word. I'm gonna take my dog at 5 tomorrow, and then I did it
is this in the morning?
in the morning. And then just that cycle, thought, word, action, made me feel so good that I started doing it on every other thing, even if it was just getting airtime at the shop. I planned something, I wrote it out, and I did it.
Oh, wait.
And the more I keep doing it, the more bigger the things are getting.
Yeah.
Now I'm stretching to bigger things.
Yeah.
So if it's for my music, it'll be like, I want to record today or tomorrow or in 3 days.
Yeah.
But I have the thought, I write it down. Next thing I know, I'm recording by the studio.
Yeah.
This was like beginning of this week.
Yeah.
I was doing that. So now it's starting to affect other areas of my life.
100%.
That the creation process, because back in the past my thing was always the action. I would have the idea, I'd write it down, but I would never do it. And I didn't realize that is the most important part.
Yeah.
Is
Do
the
it as
action.
like a checklist, or is it like I'm just gonna write it down?
You write
if I
it
get
down.
To it, I get to it.
No, it's almost like when you write it down,
It needs to happen.
it
in the
needs
day.
to happen.
You want to keep it as natural as possible.
It's an objective you set
Yeah.
for
So
yourself.
it's like a checklist, a
Yeah.
daily
Yeah.
checklist.
But
Yeah.
something I want to bring up, Anonymous. I was telling you earlier, but you know who Anonymous is? They're this group of people.
Oh, yes.
They wear
yes.
the mask
The whole
from V for
vibe, yeah.
Vendetta.
Yeah.
They've now
Which is about Guy Fawkes.
yeah, which
Oh, they also
how
here in Cape
crazy
Town.
is that? I didn't even
They also
They're
people
everywhere.
they're everywhere.
Yeah.
That's crazy, eh? Because I wasn't even thinking about that correlation. But anyways, they have now targeted Jacob Zuma. And you must remember, Anonymous know a lot of things.
You
They,
can break through anything.
because
Yeah.
they, where they
Anything,
get their
technical,
information, their
yeah.
sources is from hackers and things like
Yeah,
that.
they-
They go into people's files that are supposed to be hidden from the world,
Yeah.
and they expose
Yeah.
them. And their latest video was to South Africa, to Jacob Zuma, saying
Serious. It's online.
online.
I must check
I
it.
liked it on Facebook, but
fucking check
and I
it.
watched it, and they said,
did they
Jacob
say?
Zuma, our eyes are on South Africa. We're going to expose you. And they started talking about like rape allegations and how many people he's paid off and raped women in the like people who are daughters of people in the ANC and stuff that's been covered up. And they've been talking about this. And they said, we're coming for you.
Yeah.
And when they say that, they
over for
hardly
you.
ever play
But
around.
how do they what is their means of, how can I say it?
Getting the information.
No. Like how are they terrorists in terms of a bomb, or what do they
No,
do?
They expose you.
They
They
just
expose
expose the
you.
vibe.
They literally-
they expose the vibe.
literally in the
Yeah,
I hope you've had a nice day so far. Sorry I scared you. Hello. My name's Ashley. I'm
so we're just being visited by
Yeah.
someone.
I'm a mechanic on motorbikes and
Yeah,
scooters. I'm
yeah.
staying here by the Artscape Theatre that's
Sorry,
around the
man.
corner.
We gave
For the
somebody
last
already.
4 weeks, so all I ask is, please sorry.
What you can do it. We helped somebody long time ago.
Okay, cool.
This is also a problem in Cape Town.
No, we'll edit that out.
No.
Um,
Homeless. motherfuckers. It's,
Well, look,
it's a
wait,
good
I
thing
ju-
and a bad thing. At
the
the
thing
same
about Anonymous
time.
is that they, in the clip, they said they're giving the power back to South Africans who are open-minded, the real guys,
the real dudes.
and they trying to empower us.
Maybe must hashtag also anonymous of this
The
vibe.
thing is, every time I tag a podcast, I tag everything that we spoke
yeah,
about.
yeah,
Whether
I
it's,
saw those tags.
yeah. It's fucking the whole dictionary on there.
but that's because you
Yeah.
always want people to be able to
Yeah.
come to your podcast.
There's a link.
somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, sorry.
And I think this is big news. This is big news.
It's exciting. I'm very happy
Because
about it.
what happened?
Anonymous is like who
You
you,
know-
want.
You know, Anonymous was like, I mean, what's their name? The Scorpions were doing like the Anonymous vibe. They were exposing the truth. Like they went into the dude's house.
Wait, what do you mean?
The Scorpions, they were detectives. South Africa, they were a private company that went to corruption vibes, right? This
But
was way back.
didn't they end up becoming corrupt themselves?
No. What happened
I
was
think they did.
no. What happened was the state
Yeah.
took over the company, and then they just left the vibe because they were getting too close to Zuma.
I'm glad.
They were getting too.
I'm glad a source from somewhere else is looking at us here in South Africa and actually trying to help us now. Because
Yeah.
I'm tired of these people.
But what I like
in,
about
in
Anonymous,
power.
though, is anyone can do it, and
You don't know who the person is.
it can never get corrupted because anyone can do it.
Yeah.
No one can be like, let's buy Anonymous off.
Yeah.
Because if that one person's bought off,
Does
another one's
Anonymous
just
have a
gonna come.
movie
No.
or
You
documentary?
just,
They
you're just
should.
thinking, there's probably documentaries, but you'll never see them, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But I think honestly, we need a change in South
no.
Africa. Like, what I was saying, there's like this old Italian maxim that goes, he who is resistant to change is destined to perish.
No, 100%.
So, the longer we don't experience change, the longer we're gonna perish.
Yeah.
And South Africa is starting to go down a lot.
But I mean, this is part of the change.
I would
this is
hope
part
to
of
be
the
a
change.
part of the change.
No, 100%, dude.
Isn't that why we started this though?
Yeah.
Just
When
to
look
be
here,
part of the
when
change.
when things do change, you got guys like Elon Musk. I know I keep bringing this
Yeah.
dude up, but I mean, he's awesome.
Yeah.
Can actually come back and start in South Africa
Yeah.
and start developing youth programs and things with no corruption involved.
Yeah.
Strictly just be for innovation
see-
and technology.
you
People
see-
always want something back. That's the problem.
You see the
That is a
the
huge
dudes,
problem.
the dudes with the rich dudes. They shouldn't just pump out money to the African places. They should teach, because it's like liquid. You give me money, I'm gonna use it. I want more.
Yeah,
But if you teach me how to make this cup of coffee, I'll make it for myself.
exactly.
Funny enough, we had a deep conversation yesterday, and the dude told me, like, Mother Teresa used to go to India and stuff, poor motherfuckers, and then helping them how to sustain themselves. Now you check, now they all fleeing to Europe and all this stuff. These dudes are all the chefs in the world. These Indians, they can make any food. If you think about who makes the food in India between a male and a female, it's the males. So these dudes know how to, just and it's the oldest profession. Making food, knowing how to make food is the oldest profession.
I love cooking. That's why
skill.
I'm so happy my mom taught me how to cook.
I
Yeah.
love to cook. I just don't like cleaning.
Look here, it's all a part of the process.
Yeah, I know, but
When you watch guys like Gordon Ramsay, they'll always tell you, like, as soon as you're done with it, clean it up quickly.
do you think
Make
Gordon
space.
Ramsay does his own dishes though? Let's be
course,
honest.
dude.
Of course not.
I'm at his home, he cleans up.
Maybe on camera, but if he cooks dinner, you know there's someone cleaning up after him.
No, dude. I would like to think that Gordon Ramsay isn't one of those people, because I actually kind of look up to his his cooking standard.
But this
He's on point,
this
and I love
podcast-
Hell's Kitchen.
this podcast has a lot to do with awareness of like what's going on, in terms of person to person, it's personal experience. So I would like play it a couple of times to understand what the fuck we're saying, because there's some hectic stuff.
I
There's
think
some hectic stuff on
this
here.
one's going to be quite.
This is one
a
of those
serious
brain,
note.
those brain teasers, man.
Need to listen to it more than once.
There's
You know,
look here. All
gotta-
I'm saying is I'm not sure of what we said.
Yeah, but I
kind of
know-
feel like I just said it, but there was probably so much information.
Like the subconscious taking over.
We winged this one a bit, but
Yeah.
it ended up being quite inspirational.
Yeah. Well, like I said before, like the way I listen to these podcasts like over and over again is like I will put like a background music and then listen to this vibe. It's almost like you jolted in, because at the same time you're hearing.
You're listening to music you enjoy, and you're listening to yourself on how to improve yourself.
Yeah. So it's this magical vibe that's happening. You know what I mean? So I mean, what any means for self growth, do it. And you need to ask yourself, how do I get from A to B?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, just to it's the first time we never said where we were, but we're back at Motherland Coffee.
Why do you like Motherland? I see you like on point with Motherland.
It's me that mentions it. And
He
then-
said it.
You mentioned.
Yeah.
I was
Motherland.
looking for
It's an easy place to
any
meet.
spot,
Any spot vibes.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Next time we'll be somewhere else if we have to. But Motherland, I guess it's the name, because we are in the motherland.
Like
We
a
spoke
catchy-
about a train trip though.
Yes, we
Okay.
want to do something out in like Simonstown or
Okay.
Kalk Bay.
Okay.
We all take a train and we go out there and we do the podcast there.
Yeah.
Spend the day there.
Just
It's
amazing.
dope there, eh?
It's
You see, we
amazing,
leave,
man.
we get there,
Top Bay.
Anywhere, dude.
anywhere.
Top class, eh?
We walk somewhere, we get on a train, and then we walk again.
But we leave before, so
Yeah.
we leave early in the morning,
Yeah.
Make a day of it.
see how everything is, and then boom, at 12,
Yeah.
we record.
100%. 100%.
On another note, we're changing the name.
We are changing
Yeah.
the name. Thank you for actually bringing that up. We are at a point, to the people listening, we are at a point where this really is becoming our own brand, our own baby.
Yeah.
So we really want it to be our own brand. So we've decided, well, maybe we should keep that a secret.
You can say all the names. You can say all the names.
It's gonna be the Oddcast, I think.
The Oddcast,
Yeah.
because we're Oddcast.
Yeah.
Odd bunch
Literally,
of people.
ODD.
Oddcast. So look out for that.
Imagine a homie coming up to you. Yo, ODD, man, that was shit, man. I got fucking on a new app there.
I'll be like, I don't sell drugs, sorry.
Wow. And we'll be starting a YouTube channel.
YouTube channel, Twitter,
I don't know about the Facebook.
Facebook.
Facebook is too in your fucking face.
Facebook is shit.
No, Facebook has become something else these days.
Yeah.
Facebook is for promoting your babies and,
Yes, and your
and your
marriage.
relationships and
Look here,
saying I've
the
been
thing-
friends with this person
do,
for 4
do you
years.
know how to do like when you can still be friends but don't follow the post? Now what? This is also a good
Yeah,
thing.
but then what's the purpose of having Facebook?
Now
if you're
this is the
unfollowing
vibe.
People?
The thing is, the post that you want to see, you keep. On my Instagram, I only follow people who's in my interesting lines. If you're gonna post cuck, I'm not gonna follow you. I'm gonna unfollow your ass. Then when I go on Instagram, bruh, funny enough, unconsciously, it opens up. Oh, there's good messages, and that's what I want to. It's like my newspaper. So you creating your own world for yourself.
Yeah, but on Twitter,
Yeah.
on Twitter, you can
Twitter
follow
vibes.
inspirational people.
And
wait.
not just that, you can talk to them.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. On
yeah.
Facebook,
You can't.
you can, but they not gonna want people on their
This
Facebook.
is the thing about Twitter.
Yeah.
It's like what do you call it? Those
Tweet.
speaker phones that you speak, that the cops use to speak
Oh,
loud.
microphone.
No, you hold it like that.
I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the
Anyways.
name now.
No, Twitter.
Megaphone.
A megaphone, something like that. That's what Twitter is. Everybody can hear what you're saying, but
Oh.
they don't have to be your friend.
Oh, I see.
So you
Exactly.
can, if the whole world is talking about a topic, you can voice your opinion to all those people without
Oh.
following any of them, and without them even following you.
Yeah. No, makes
That's why
you don't have
Twitter is probably the best one,
Yeah.
because you can say what you want to say, and you don't have to have all these friends, and
people.
it's dumb.
I have a
lot-
whole bunch of like
Yeah.
journalists on my Twitter.
Okay.
And I
okay.
have like News 24, and I've got all the news branches, and I can go on Twitter and get the best news updates, like with a minute update,
From
as opposed to
different
going-
sources as well.
And
Oh, I see.
and it's not like that person can be like, this is what's happening, then that person will be at the same place
check.
and have a completely different view.
Yeah.
Like that's what I like about Twitter.
It's 'cause it's tweets. It's like birds chirping.
Yeah.
That's
just straight
literally
away.
what it is.
Yeah.
You hear what they're saying, and you can say your say without worrying about what people are thinking or what they have to say. And through that, people start following you because they liked what you said last time. So now they want to hear what you have to say about a new topic.
Yeah. It was interesting.
That's why the Oddcast, I actually like that name now. The Oddcast will have its own Twitter page.
It'll give you the updates and everything.
And we'll also update some of the articles we're reading as well.
100%.
Post that on the Oddcast so you can also check it out
Check the vibes.
for yourself.
Check out the vibes, yeah.
And you guys can tweet us back. Let us know what you
like,
think.
yeah, I mean, like resources that you guys know of, articles, inspirations, forward it to us and shout out for everyone.
But
you know?
this is I wanted to call the 5th recording or podcast a milestone, but I think number 4 was the milestone because
Yeah.
we're moving into our own brand and everything is being born
We
from
had a
this
good
weekend.
discussion today about where we're going.
No, 100%.
And so that's about all the time we have for today. It's about an hour in. I had a great talk. I feel this one is going to be very educational.
Maybe not as funny as the previous, but very, very
I think we-
inspirational.
Yeah, I think next one should be a fucking funny one. Everybody just take out the comedy vibes out, you know?
It is what it is when we happen. We
Like,
don't
it's
plan.
all about the mood.
I don't like to plan.
all about the
These are
mood.
conversations.
Yeah.
It's so much
It's all
better
about
when
the
we
mood.
get you.
Like, how do you feel? You see? And
Exactly.
then you just say how you feel, you know?
So that's about it from the Oddcast today.
Yeah.
Saturday out in Motherland, Cape Town.
It's a nice day.
Very nice day. It started overcast, but
Yeah.
it's nice and sunny now.
That's chill.
I'm gonna enjoy this Saturday. I got a lot of MMA to watch. Got EFC tonight. UFC tomorrow.
So much beatings.
Look here, there's nothing as raw as,
Two men beating each other down.
but it's a primal thing.
Yeah.
It's a primal thing.
Yeah.
It's expression at the highest form. There's no fakery. You see someone, when someone's hurt, there's no faking it.
Yeah.
He's hurt and you see how he fights back. And
And what
Anyways.
would also be nice if the listeners say like topics that we can also talk about. Like
feel free, post it.
At a stage like we want to make it informal as possible. Have a party and have the podcast, and people who's at the party can say, look here, dude, what do you think of this vibe, and state his opinion. We can, you know.
All in time, you know.
Yeah.
In time.
Look, I'm a party guy, so.
At the end of the day, hope you guys had fun. That's us, Mikey, Darren, Uriah, the Oddcast.
Over and
We
out.
out. Peace.
ODD.